Paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New soft weave total hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide. Soft weave, quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Looking to start your next home improvement project? Do It Center has everything you need from foundation to finish. Whether you're building, renovating, or just sprucing up, you'll find a wide selection of construction materials, lumber, tools, finishings, and of course, do it best quality paints. Perfect for every room. Now with 2 convenient locations on Goodwill Road and Cobb Street, it's easy to shop in person or you can browse the full collection online at store.doitcenterdominica.com. Need delivery? They've got you covered. Do It Center offers island-wide delivery so your purchases reach you wherever you are. Visit them today and the friendly, knowledgeable staff will help bring your home improvement dreams to life. Do It Center Dominica, your partner in home improvement.
That email seems suspicious, and that SMS could be vicious. That phone call or voice goes too serious, too good to be true, probably fictitious. Don't be fooled by online imposters, promise things that are gonna cost you. Be aware, protect your data and money. Stay aware, stay alert, stay secure.
You can outsmart the scammers. A message from Republic Bank. Report any suspicious activity to customer care at rfhl.com.
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Saka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To pack I expect him, why? But it can him up here for Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do it to you.
Telso City Chill Spot presents Kings on Wine, the ultimate pre-Father's Day celebration. Saturday, June 7th from 7 p.m. 7-5. Enough music and reading by DJ Renz. Prizes to be won, a cash raffle, and enough food and drinks on sale. Come, celebrate the Kings in style. See you there.
Ooh, oh, oh, oh. KFC. Ooh, oh. KFC. Looking for some place to go. Variety meals for soul. Party your KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Meet Mom. We know that she's so much more. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Only at Corpse, bringing value home.
At Blue Box, we now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%, great for leafy green 15-15-15, great for all vegetables or young fruit trees 20-20-20, best for foliar spraying seedlings and small vegetables 12-12-17, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits 12-24-12, root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato 12-4-28, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits, red potash Dash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Boombox. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
I know there's a lot to talk about. Including what happened in Parliament yesterday. Parliament has been adjourned sine die. Bills were passed. And I'm sure we'll explore that sometime later in the program. And some of the exciting conversations that took place in Parliament yesterday. But this morning, I chose to begin with comments from Talking Points from Pastor Randy Rodney last evening. Listen and listen well.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of our Talking Points commentary this evening, I wish to mention to you a few things, and they are important for you to listen to. You can record it if you want. Write them down, and don't do like those people who listen to our program just for them to have a program, because if they don't listen to our program, they cannot have a program. You understand? So don't do like that. You can make your own program. But, take it down, because whatever I'm going to say to you tonight, I want you to think about it. First, I want to speak on behalf of my village. And so I want first to thank Miss Laurie, or Senator Laurie Victor, for reminding the Parliament that Kulibistri was declared a disaster zone in 2015. What Senator Laurie Victor didn't say in the Parliament, I will say it. And you can put my name down by what I'm about to say. Randy Charlesworth Rodney the First. Okay? The Prime Minister, Honorable Skerrit, and his entourage, including Miss Missy Henderson, went house to house in Kulibistri, promising the people that they will get support, they have to be moved and relocated and so on. That was in 2015. Mes amis, we're in 2025. This landing. And up to now, like my mother would say, not a black penny. They didn't come back and say nothing. Now they're in Parliament. And they're in Parliament doing what they call, in nice language, phase one of the relocation of certain areas that were not at the time declared as disaster zones. So they're moving people in Campbell. They're moving people in Pile-Soufrière. I'm not, angry with doing that. That's a good thing. But you have a political agenda that will twangly you one of those days, because when you keep doing those things and lying to people, is your sins that will find you out. And I ask you to give some consideration or thought to what you have already promised, and stop using the monies that you're even going to take for a loan now to kione more people. Because if you ask me, that is another kione. So, Senator Laurie Victor, thank you for reminding the Parliament that the Prime Minister and the Cabinet promised the people of Kulibistri relocation since 2015. Well, they haven't located where to relocate them. Okay? They can take a loan for everywhere else. And I'll probably give you my humble reason why they're doing this now. Right? And then to add insult to injury, I didn't have the time for that today. I was busy doing other very important things. But I also listened to a clipping of the Minister of Housing. Madam Minister of Housing, in the Commonwealth of Dominica, it does not take 8 years to get a title for a piece of land. You understand? Anytime it takes 9 years, 8 years, 7 years to get a title is because the land in dispute. I want you to hear me well. So if government secured land to build house for people, I have passed at some of those houses. They're already deteriorating badly. Go to Belvishope. Some of you to go to Belvishope. They're deteriorating badly already. And up to Jordi, the people don't have a title. And you're still in Parliament telling them, now it's coming. That's a little sound statement, Dudu. And you are a lady. You mustn't follow these men who just saying those things there to people. You are a lady. Ladies, conduct themselves differently. And I invite you to do that. Don't make those kinds of statements to people when you know jolly well they ain't getting no title. I was going to put an adjective there, but I can't find the right one for the radio. Again, no job title. Because there's no intentions of giving them a title. None whatsoever. Absolutely none. I have said over and over again on this program, strata title law was passed by the United Workers' Party. Whether you like them or not, you have to agree that they did that. Right? So that is therefore, even the people with apartments, they could get a title. They can go to the bank and say, I want $10,000 to fix my house. You don't intend to give them title. How do I know that? Well, I know a story about somebody who living in one of the apartments who go for their own money. They didn't ask you all the money. They go for their own money to fix the apartment that all you give them to live in and all you take lawyer for them. Dominicans need to know those kind of things, You're Dominican sitting there, you don't know that. So one person living in a government apartment, the apartment is deteriorating. He decided to go and get some money to fix the apartment he living in. And government say, that's not your house partner, you can't do nothing with it. And then you come in and say you give them title. Who is fooling who? Really? Let's talk. Who is fooling whom? And I know this ex-police is going on this program, and I'll deal with that in a while. Let me postpone that. I'll deal with that in a while. But who's fooling who? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I mean, you're in government for 25 years, won't you? And all you still have to use those kinds of tactics to keep people going and lie to people and promise them things that you know is not going to come. Stop doing that. Stop doing that already. Stop doing that already. Because some people are nauseated with it. And even the people who put the red shirt on them, they're nauseated with it. And you will know that. That's why, Mr. Prime Minister, you're begging them to come to the rally. Normally, you don't do that. You just call your rally and you expect everybody to come. Something's happening. Whoa, something's happening. But apparently, something's not happening now the way you want it to go. Stop fooling the people again. Don't do that. It's not going to look good on you. And God is not going to please with you because you have done that for too many times. So I know you have no intentions of giving the people the title because all the facts on the ground speaks for itself. You have no intentions of doing that. You have no intentions of moving people phase one. I like the way Laurie Victor puts it. Laurie Victor says, what is phase one? It's phase one about having a few town hall meetings. It's the $68,000 for paying for the rum that was distributed on Saturday night. or Friday night, whichever night it was. Is that what phase one is about? Because phase one, you should be able to tell them phase one is we buy the land, we build the roads, we put the water and the electricity, now we come to build the house. Phase one. The phase one n'a pas ni pièce definition. Donc, quand the phase one book qui on the moon. Pas fait ça. Don't do that. Magui ça. Malédiction qui tombe les eaux. Pas fait ça. Pas fait ça. Donc, elle a appelé mieux pour chum. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's not a good thing to do. Stop fooling the people. Because one of those days, the people you fool will turn around and fool you. Don't do that. And the people who are in the houses, I'm sure they know what I'm talking about. They're afraid. I understand how afraid they're afraid. All I will tell them here from that is, don't worry. Morning is coming for you. Night is soon over. Morning is coming. Dawn is about to break. Know that. Now, I want to introduce you all to an interview that I've listened to twice, and I will listen to it again. It's an interview that was done on the Marcia Weeks show. And that interview on the Marcia Weeks show was with Dr. Masha Hines-Myrie. Dr. Masha Hines-Myrie is having a conversation on Caribbean democracy in crisis. And she speaks about the kingmaker. Now, none of us on this program have a doctorate in politics, but years ago we've been telling you all that this is a cult formation. She highlights the kingmaker in Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica. She highlights the kingmaker in Barbados. And she highlights the kingmaker in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And she says in that piece that there is no democracy in these countries. And I'm quoting her. You can go and check it out. Why? Because you cannot have a democracy where you have a king reigning for more than 20 years. It does not happen. Once a king is reigning for more than 20 years, it's no longer a democracy. She called it a bourgeoisie, coming from a connection of politics and bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie, she calls it. That's what it is. So she says in that piece that what we have in Dominica is a bourgeoisie. And I want you to listen to a little bit of her, and then I will tell you one of the things or some of the things that she says that defines what we have in the Commonwealth. And you will tell me, as she exposes that, if it looks like Dominica. And I tell you something, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Listen to her for a couple minutes before I share some other thoughts with you. This interview is an hour and 10 minutes long, but it's worth your listen. It's worth your listen. All right? Listen to this, a little bit of this.
PR. Some people may remember that name. So he eventually goes on throughout his career to become advisors to prime ministers. And
she's talking here about a fellow called Hartley Henry, okay? Hartley Henry. She's talking about, listen to this.
Or party officials across the Caribbean. And like I said, tonight I'm focusing on Dominica, Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, okay? He's known as a political strategist. He's also known as a deal maker and fixer. And I just defined, if we think of, that ancient period, what is some of this kind of wheeling and dealing that is associated with politics. So what I want to do is talk and think a little bit about what I call the HH strategy. What does that look like, right? What is the HH strategy?
The HH strategy is the Hartley Henry strategy.
A political meeting is no longer a one microphone under a one street light on the back of a truck. I don't know if you remember the DLP campaign of 2007-8. We actually had Luciano, the reggae artist Luciano, performing in Oistins. So what this does is that it changes the political appetite and it changes the amount of money that a contender must have to seriously engage in the political process. So when I come to talk a little bit more about Dominica and St. Vincent and the way that their democracies worked before, you could even think about Barbados too. There were individuals for the longest time who were around our political scene who could do their political work because, again, it's just a loudspeaker and a man on the back of a truck. But because our appetites changed during that early 2000 period, if you are not coming now with a show and shirts and all this paraphernalia and cups and mugs and a reggae artist or two, I think we saw it replicated again only recently on the Ermeybourne Highway with the Barbados Labour Party picnic, where there are actually star quality individuals who were performing at the picnic. So basically, a part of the H8 strategy, I argue, is that you go big or you go home. It's $1 million election campaigns. That's what it turns out to be. In Dominica, we have the situation with the paraphernalia imports and individuals. I know that this class is very astute, so people can do their Googling and they can look and see about some of the paraphernalia and some of the conversations that were had around it in Dominica, so on and so forth. Another important facet of the H8 strategy is media influence, right? And again, we see in different parts of the internet world that there are allegations that the media is intimidated into a particular narrative or intimidated out of a particular narrative. And I think a part of the reason why you make space for, the opposition candidate on the show and the independent candidates and that kind of thing, some may argue that it is because the traditional news media in Barbados are not offering that kind of space. So when I'm talking about this kind of theoretical analysis, I hope that you are connecting it, and checking to see if I talk in foolishness or if the argument,
I'm eating this up.
or if the argument holds some water. I believe that typical with all other kingmakers throughout history, because I am dealing with one particular kingmaker, but a kingmaker is also in and of itself a particular trope. It doesn't change. So kingmaking, by virtue of what it is about authoritarian leadership. It is about closed political parties where all roads lead to the prime minister. And we know already that that is a feature of our nationalist project, but I am arguing that it becomes more embedded under the politourgeoisie, especially when you're looking at particular kingmaking strategies, including the H8 strategy.
But can I ask you? I know you don't have much time, but help me. I'm a student here. The close political.
Now I want to. I mean, you need to listen to this. When I started listening to this, I just got glued, and so I listened to the whole thing. But I want to share with you something that Dr. Marsha Hines-Myrie is sharing, and you will, after listening to this, will determine if it mirrors what's happening in the Commonwealth of Dominica. She says that this king style of politics invests itself in minimizing the opposition. She calls it the diminution of opposition. And here's what she says they do. One, they offer key jobs to opposition members or candidates. They offer them key jobs, pay them good money. Two, they make life difficult for people who stay, faithfuls who stay. Three, they place plants in the system to frustrate the functions. And she went on to explain that they can place bugs, they can bug your phone, or they can literally place physical plants, moon. They put people inside the bosom of your party, right? To destroy from within. That's why they know in your secrets. There are people within your party who does that. They have infrastructural development and patronage inextricably tied to the party. So everything they do even when it's in the country, infrastructural development is tied to the party. Either is the party people doing it or is the party's benefit. I suggest to you that this loan that the government is taking under the guise of doing phase one of moving people is in an effort to do it for the benefit of the party, not for the country in terms of priority, but for the party. Guess what? The next one, the opposition parties blamed for legitimate protest. Everything that happened in Dominica is UWP, even if UWP was not in it at all. Everything that happened is UWP. Guess what? Here's when it gets more serious. Crime or criminal element mobilized as a political tool. And she said something there that caught me thinking, and I have to research it. She said that there are times when crime goes up and times when crime go down, and there is a special nexus between that and either party campaigns, party in office, or parties doing well or good. Strangely. And then she speaks about the one man, one vote is diluted, which is what we've been arguing about in this electoral reform process. How is it diluted? With party finances. In other words, when one person gives the government $2 million, it's not one vote they have. That person have a few hundred votes or sometimes a few thousand votes because they finance the party to buy the votes. So the one man, one vote is diluted. That's why campaign finance reform should have been on the list of priorities in this electoral reform process. Here's another thing they do. One man, one vote is diluted. They have closed door meetings with, organizations. Let me put it that way. And she says, closed door meetings with lodges and Freemasons. Right? What does that do? It dilutes the one man, one vote. In other words, they get embedded with organizations like that so that these organizations now get their members to follow suit with where they're voting. And then they have the manipulation of the political process, right? As we see here with the manipulation of the electoral reform bills, right? These are very, very important stuff for you to get and understand. So I invite you to go on YouTube, search for Dr. Marsha Hines Myrie, and the conversation is the Caribbean democracy in crisis, the kingmaker below the radar. I'm going to repeat that again for you. Go on YouTube, Google it, and get it. It's Dr. Marsha Hines Myrie, Caribbean democracy in crisis, kingmaker below the radar. And she's using Dominica, Barbados, and St. Vincent as a case study. And this is a university professor who is using qualitative assessments to see what's happening in the region. And I tell you something, it will blow your mind. I don't care what party you support. Go listen to it, and you will see truth in there that will blow your mind. And you will understand what is happening to us, or what has been happening to us under the H strategy, as she calls it, the Hartley-Henry strategy, used in Dominica, used in Barbados, used in St. Vincent, and in all these countries that it's used. Check it out. The kings have been in office for 20 and 25 years and are boasting that they can't lose election because they are the king. They are following the king makers. Go listen to it. I'm going to give it to you again finally. All of you calling a message to ask about it, listen. It's Google on YouTube, or go on YouTube and search for Dr. Marsha Hines Myrie, Caribbean democracy in crisis, kingmaker below the radar. You will learn something. And I'm hoping that when you learn that, you will know how to vote and you will know how to protest for what you believe is right. You will advance and advance in knowledge, in confidence and comfort, knowing that you begin to understand what is happening. So the reason why they add the opposition is to reduce them to nothing. And the honest truth is, ladies and gentlemen, UWP has done well to survive that kind of strategy after 25 years. They have been in opposition, but they have done well to survive that strategy. All of the confusion you see happening there, don't be surprised that there are plants, even within the party structure. I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies within UWP. I now ask you to go and get the FBI to find out who are the plants that are there. But when you find them, put them outside. Don't be surprised if there are plants within your party structure that was planted there to destabilize you all the time. That is why they always know your business before you know it. And don't be afraid to cut their tail when you find out that it's them that putting your business outside. Have the testicular fortitude to say we don't want zombie inside here. Take them out with everything that you can. Take the advice from me today, May 19th, 2020.
What a piece there from Randy Rodney, Pastor Randy Rodney. There may be plans from within. He says, take them out. Especially those governments using the HH strategy, Hartley Henry strategy. I think Pastor Rodney made reference to a young senator Laurie Vidal that has gone viral, and we want to play that for you this morning. Laurie Vidal, congratulations to you. Let's listen to Laurie Vidal, young senator.
Mr. Speaker, permission to refer to my note space.
Permission granted.
I rise today to give my contribution to this resolution before this House. Mr. Speaker, before I continue, I would like to use a simpler word for the people of Dominica today. So I won't be using a credit facility or to borrow by means of credit. I'll be using a simple word, loan. Because no matter how we look at it, it's a loan. Let me begin by stating that I at any time do not oppose to development or to carefully consider the borrowing money when it is done in the best interest of the people. However, this proposed loan raises serious concerns, which I am hoping by the end of this sitting will be addressed. 1. How will the government ensure that the $69,930,000 be used efficiently and effectively? Even when loans are approved, there is a poor track record of timely project execution. As stated in the resolution of this loan, it will facilitate the first phase of the relocation of Campbell, Good Hope, Petit Soufriere, and Sansome communities to safer locations. How are we going to ensure that when this loan is granted, that phase 1 is actually completed? These are projects that have been in the airways since the passage of Tropical Storm Erica 2015. Budget after budget, loan after loan, we have seen delays, cost overruns, and our famous underutilization of funds. Mr. Speaker, the people need to know. Number 2, transparency. In my opinion, sufficient details have not been provided regarding the usage of this loan. Vaguely referencing first phase of the relocation of Campbell, Good Hope, Sansove, and Petit Soufriere, does not justify borrowing at this time. Where is the project breakdown? Where is the estimated time frame? What does this phase entail? The first phase may be a few town hall meetings. Does this phase of a few town hall meetings need a loan of almost $70 million? Mr. Speaker, I am only drawing reference because the people need to know. Fiscal burden and rising debt, number 3. Our public debt is already at worrisome levels. With every new loan, we are saddling future generations with obligations they did not ask for. Yes, we are getting the good concessions, we are getting a long grace period of these loans. But when free for loans meet at the same time, what provisions are in place to repay? Currently, Dominica's debt to GDP ratio, according to IMF, is at 97.8%. Though we are speaking on this resolution, there's also another resolution before this House today requesting a loan of $6 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. Taking on approximately $75 million more in debt without clear strategy is fiscally irresponsible. We cannot continue borrowing as though we are immune to economic shocks, Mr. Speaker, because we are not. What about alternatives to borrowing? We have lived to understand by this government that it is CBI, that our CBI program is thriving, but every year we resort to loans. Continuously opting for loans shows a lack of creative economic planning. Shouldn't the thriving CBI program prevent us from all these loans? Shouldn't our debt to GDP ratio be closer to the IMF recommendation of 60%? Mr. Speaker, I am only asking because the people need to know. Our parliament is not a rubber stamp, Mr. Speaker. It is our duty to question and to act in the best interest of the people. Continuously treating this parliament as a rubber stamp is economic recklessness. Let us not mortgage the country's future for short-term political gains. When a loan is taken, that means money is borrowed, which is expected to be paid back with an interest. When the government takes a loan, the people are the ones who repay this loan. How? Income tax, imported duties, VAT, just to name a few. Let us think of our children's future, our children's future, our children's future, Mr. Speaker, when we take all this loan. As I wind down on this presentation, I'd like to send a clear message to the people of the community of Kulibistri. Wake up, my people. Once again, you were placed on the back burner, but do not give up hope. The relocation is not yours, but have no fear. The Lord is with you always.
A powerful piece there by Laurie Vidal, Senator Laurie Vidal. When we come back, Dominica, we'll hear from the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister, and of course, Mr. Delbert Paris from the opposition. We're going to do this and come back.
Here's the fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
There's Smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well smooth. Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
All right, Dominica, did I refer to as Vidal? It's Victor, Laurie Victor, okay? Thank you very much, Laurie Victor. Very good job, young lady. Very, very good job. Okay, we're going to come back, Dominica, for more after this.
Mouvement créole à secure. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui présenté. Mouvement créole. Tous les mardis soirs, 6 après-midi. Information, blague, interview, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton tête créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. À nous faire un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames. Tous les mardis soirs, QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous? Rapide bâtiment Mouvement Créole à seconde station QFM. Branchez avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement Créole. Matchez ça!
Customers are counted but not valued. Like mere numbers, statistics, transactions. But at Flow, we're prioritizing you, our valued customers who have been with us through every milestone, every moment. That's why we're putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers claim up to $400 in rewards for smartphones, groceries, and more when you add mobile to your current internet plan. Because loyalty isn't a one-way street. At Flow, loyalty flows both ways.
Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulating and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship. Valvoline Lubricants, now distributed by Auto Trade.
But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus the plateau. They wanted to tell my daughter, my family brought me to Linus after I died. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, my jamais avec à West spécial à l'émotif vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un rien bas tout dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. If you get busy, Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Bobot, Zandra, you must go. So when you go to the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama to do from the si c'est pas Linus, il a fini à l'été.
Numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call later.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good. Cause I'm on my way.
Get super tech for a super mom tech. Technology that's got mom's backs at Radio Shack. A wide array of the devices and gadgets to make her life super this Mother's Day. Get 25% off any purchase of 2 or more items for mom at Radio Shack. Choose from portable audio equipment, earplugs and headphones, smart devices and more. Shop today and pay us later with Ready Finance. It's super tech for super mom at Radio Shack. Offer ends May 31st, 2025.
Looking to start your next home improvement project? Do It Center has everything you need from foundation to finish. Whether you're building, renovating, or just sprucing up, you'll find a wide selection of construction materials, lumber, tools, finishings, and of course, Do It Best quality paint. Perfect for every room. Now with 2 convenient locations on Goodwill Road and Coke Street, it's easy to shop in person or you can browse the full collection online at store.doitcenterdominica.com. Need delivery? They've got you covered. Do It Center offers island-wide delivery so your purchases reach you wherever you are. Visit them today and the friendly, knowledgeable staff will help bring your home improvement dreams to life. Do It Center Dominica, your partner in home improvement.
What you're looking for is at the best price. What you're looking for is at Value Rival.
Best price, where everything is nice and oh, you love the price. Convenient and easy, make shopping breezy.
The luxury of everything in one supermarket located on the riverbank with parking. Best Price open daily all week with home store, decor for every room, pharmacy for all prescriptions and over-the-counter medication, supermarket for all your grocery items, fresh produce and frozen.
What you're looking for is all at Best Price.
What you're looking for is at Value Rival.
When I'm out and it's my time to play,
Hey, Richard!
It's actually
Come on!
making a difference for you. I hear you get rocked. Anytime you drink it, dance. The XM Supreme.
I get the rest.
The XM Riot. XM 5 years and the 750 milliliter barrel. Come on, dance extra match, yeah. Premium blend. Try out the 200 and the 750 ml. Yeah, guaranteed for any occasion. Say you can't go wrong. It's dance. You can test the quality. Thanks, yeah, more than Chanel. And Supreme High Wine, the pot and the white wine, and for the cake, better than the dance, sorry, brandy. I get the dance, you can test the quality. When I'm out and it's my time to play, it's actually not the crew making a difference for you. I hear you get ranks anytime you drink it. Remember, drink responsibly.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has expanded to customers with its new additional location at Best Price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at Best Price Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875, WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lower.
Sorry for the slight hitch there. And a hot mic. Do apologize for that. It happens there. Good morning, good morning. Again, we were making reference to, of course, the bills before Parliament yesterday passed. Let's now listen to Mr. McIntyre, listen to Mr. Skerritt, Mr. Delbert Paris. And millions of dollars being loaned out for electoral reform and village expansion. Dr. McIntyre.
It was mentioned that the sum was high, but the truth is, Mr. Speaker, we got the estimate of expenditures we got from the Electoral Commission was much higher. It was actually 8,070,786, and we actually brought it down to 6 million because, as I said, we're going to use some of the state's offices, services, etc. That's why we brought it down to 6 billion as opposed to the initial 8,070,786. So that we've done pretty well in bringing it down, which is good news for us. And obviously, Mr. Speaker, when you look at all what it has to do, we're going to have offices in each of the constituencies, most probably vehicles in each of the constituencies, all the different equipment and the systems in all the different offices, electricity, water, all the stuff for all the different offices and the whole operation and the staff in all the different constituencies. So, and this is going to go on for an entire year and can be extended to 15 months. So, looking at it, I think it seems within cost in the sense that we've cut it down and then we can see the
Q95.
The executive has 2 functions in respect to electoral reform. 1, to bring the bills to Parliament, and 2, to ensure that it gets Parliament to make the funds available to effect electoral reform. In respect to number 1, the bills were brought to Parliament, 3 of them, and they were duly passed in the House, and they're now laws of Dominica. The second function, which is the financing, we are now doing so today in a very transparent manner. And it is an important exercise in my mind that This is being done to make sure that everybody sees and everybody hears, and the record will show that the government is making available the funds available to the Electoral Commission to carry out its mandate. Now, in respect to the Electoral Commission Act of 2025, it makes provision for the establishment of a fund under the direction and control of the Electoral Commission. And this was done as part of enhancing the independence of the Electoral Commission. So what will happen, Mr. Speaker, is that those funds will be made available to
Q95,
the
95, 95, 95.
If the loan is meant for climate resilience and relocation, can we demonstrate that we have exhausted all of our efforts in finding external funding, grants, partnerships, to ensure that we can do these types of relocation? Mr. Speaker, because we have institutions and agreements that continue to demonstrate that climate resilience is not a traditional capital investment. The concern, Mr. Speaker, is about the absence of evidence that we are learning and adapting and exhausting cheaper options that will yield bigger impacts. We cannot continue to borrow on the backs of our children, grandchildren, without a clear plan for debt reduction and economic transformation.
Some of the voices there in Parliament, and there is more exchanges. Well, we'll take a few phone calls, and again, do apologize for the slight technicality when you're hearing my voice. Hot mic there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Good morning, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matt, first of all, we're not hearing anything we have not heard, let me put it that way. We have not heard anything from the Electoral Commission. We're hearing from Roosevelt Skerrit that there'll be more transparency and independence and this and that and that. But how will we have any independence when he's able to put his cronies in there and put a babu chat on them, or put whatever mouthpiece he wants to hear from them, allow them to say? If Mr. Skerrit is able to keep putting his cronies in there, how will the Electoral Commission be independent? He put somebody there as chairman, and up to this day, after the man took his vow, we have not heard zippity-doo-dah from him. How many times have I said that, Matt? I've said that constantly. Have you heard anything from this chairman?
No.
Am I incorrect, Matt?
No, you're very correct.
Thank you very much, Matt. Enough said. I rest my case.
All right, thank you. More telephone calls here. It's already 9:16 in the morning. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good morning again, Mr. Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I might sung as a foolish young Christian lady. I'm not young in age, but I am listening to House of Assembly yesterday, and my concern are there are going to be a big fight between the young people and the aging people. And when I listened to Delbert speaking, he was trying to clarify what he has to say. What I found out is that when big people go to the House of Assembly, the whole world is listening. And what we have to do, we speak one at a time. Somebody talk, when they finish, you take over, and then here it goes. But what I realized, he was speaking yesterday, and the person that he was interacting with, the person didn't even give him a chance to talk. And, it made me feel sad, children growing, and if they have to learn, I'm not too sure. By the grace of God, I trust God would give them wisdom. Because you do not allow a young person to learn. Then after the talking to him, that's when the speaker came in, interrupted it, and then he had to tell the speaker what you're saying. That's what I wanted to say on Sunday. Allow the young people to talk, listen to their views and their points, and that we are grown-up people, we are past our age going, we were there a long time. Allow them to make the point, and then we say something. Do not make it, and then what hurted me, when people say something, the young people that in the parliament, they laugh. They laugh and it's sounding so bad, like it ridiculous people, make people feel bad. You understand? There's a time for everything under heaven. And the young people that are in the parliament, be careful what you sow. Because if you sow bad seed, you reap bad seed. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Some of the exchanges there, I think you may be referring to is things like that.
Mr. Speaker, let's talk about those CBI. Because it was interesting to hear from the minister this morning that CBI has become a temporary revenue stream. But Mr. Speaker, it was not long ago that we were saying, if not CBI, what? If not CBI, what? Mr. Speaker, when did that change? And what have we changed it to? Because inquiring minds would like to know. Mr. Speaker, yes, obviously, the minister was correct when he said that we could have easily used the CBI funds to close the gap. And he's right, but I don't know why he ran away from it. So let's go back into it. Mr. Speaker, and I want your help here because I know you don't like when we say the sale of. So advise me, is exchange or proceeds from the CBI, right? We're not going to say, all right, good. All right, Mr. Speaker. Our legal rate for the exchange of citizenship is 200,000 US dollars, correct? Good. Mr. Speaker, it is fair for us.
So, member, you need to withdraw about the sale.
Because I just said sale, Mr. Speaker.
What did you say?
Sale of what, you know?
What did you say?
I said the sale. I know you don't like us to say the sale.
Yeah,
but the sale of what?
But again, if you proceed like that, I will stop.
Mr. Speaker,
because I don't think no, I don't think we're taking this matter serious. If I rule on a matter already, why are you trying to be in a back and forth on it?
Mr. Speaker, I don't know how you're determining that, but I'm very sorry.
The problem is, we as people of African and Kalinago descent, we keep not getting the point. If you have your major revenue stream, you cannot, as a collective in the parliament, be talking about it as if it is illegal. If you bring
to me, Mr. Speaker?
Yeah. So I don't want you to go down that road. We have discussed it privately and in parliament. This is basic to understand.
Okay, Mr.
And maybe one of these days out of parliament, I will maybe.
Oh boy. We'll come back, Dominica. Come back. 449-309-59697. This is going on there in Parliament. Let's continue that conversation with Delbert Paris.
Deal with it on the radio program. Because I think we're not getting it, and I don't have an opportunity to debate the matter because I'm in the chair. But we're missing the point as a black people. This is your main revenue stream. So if you destroy it, talk negative about it, it's like you are destroying a banana industry. That's what you're doing. Whereas we can debate and disagree on process and procedure, but not on the program.
So, Mr. Speaker, what would you like me to withdraw?
We've let's just proceed, but be guided and let's not treat this thing lightly as if it's a joke. It's not a joke. I ruled on it on principle and based on just legal. Nobody's selling any passport anywhere. Anywhere in the world. I'm trying to guide every time. But as I said, proceed, I will deal with it in a separate forum on my own. Because members of this honorable house, all of you need to deal with this. Maybe it's a little too late anyway. Because the damage done already. I'm not dealing with this politically. I am a Dominican, vested everything in Dominica. If you damage the economy, it's affecting all of us. All. Black people need to liberate themselves. Liberate ourselves. We have a revenue stream.
We might disagree on process, we might disagree on approach, but let us as a people come together, debate the matter, yes, robustly, but not destroy. And whereas, and I will clearly tell you where my thought coming from, whereas a lot of nations of Caucasian background have their program, but no black person is saying negative things about it. And that's my point. Let's proceed.
We don't need a loan for this because our CBI can do it. That's what I was saying, but I wouldn't get a chance. It is our main revenue stream. It is 63% of our revenue annually. And we don't need to take a loan because 130 passports or exchanges could have done this. We could have generated the money. So we wouldn't have to take a loan. So when I hear the minister pretending as if we cannot use our CBI to do that, that is why I begin to get confused. That is why I begin to get confused because I believe the CBI program can do it. That's what I was saying.
But don't get me involved in the debate. I make my point.
I will talk about it.
Oh boy. Haven't we heard the Prime Minister of St. Vincent talking about the sale of the passports, the sale of our citizenship? What is different in Dominica? The man can simply use the word sale. What is actually happening? Sale is an exchange. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. We'll take a phone call.
Good morning to you, man. But I'm listening to the Speaker of the House.
Uh-huh.
So what he's saying that exchanging citizenship for money is not sale? Is that what he said to us, fellow?
Oh, my. And for money too.
But I don't understand him. You said any money just about sale, but you're exchanging your citizenship for money, right? You're not exchanging it for goods, for money. A common man, Mr. Isaac, what's his name? Isaac.
Joseph Isaac.
Okay, man.
Oh boy. Well, we hear the St. Vincent Prime Minister referring to it all the time. So why should Dominica be different? All right, Dominica, we're here. That's just a laugh. So, Mr. Isaac, I'll give you a shocking reminder in a few minutes. Hello, talk to me. Yes, good morning. Yes.
Matthias, good morning. How are you?
Morning to you, sir.
Matt, you know how I can become a senator?
How you can become a senator? Somebody has to appoint you.
I want to go in the house for me to fix up more so Joseph Isaac.
Why is that?
I want to go in the house. Remember when the man was with UWP, how he used to act in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to stifle everything. They're selling what passport. They're telling you cannot say they're selling passport. It have criminals all over the place in jail. In jail, they sell our passport too, and they were involved in questionable characters who are involved in how you call it, criminal activities. The man say you cannot, when somebody talks about Montferred, he say you cannot refer to how we say, you can be sued when Montferred was in prison. The only reason why they don't break his neck is Iran say they want their money. So they keep him in alive for him to pay back the money. And Joseph Isaac want to muzzle the opposition and talk nonsense. But Matt, I wish I was a senator.
Well, you're not. So let me give Mr. Joseph Isaac a sad reality. Facts, they say, are stubborn things. Mr. Joseph Isaac, here you are talking to Matt in, it was in the morning. I'm not too sure, but let's listen. Joseph Isaac.
Sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread. Our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
Joseph, you want another reminder? Let me play it again. Let me play it again. That's you, you know. That's you.
Man, sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread. Our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
Mr. Joseph Isaac. That's you, sir. That's you. You want a reminder again? You want a reminder when you said it?
Man, sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread. Our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
Facts, they say, are stubborn things. So, Mr. Joseph Isaac, that was you talking to Matt a couple of years ago before you moved to the other side. So, no, you don't want to hear the word sale or selling of passports. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Boy. Hello, yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
As I'm dreaming. He must be on a dreaming bed. Or if he's not on a dreaming bed, he must be very wicked. He's a wicked little boy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Just a sad, they say facts and stubborn things, they can't or they won't go away because you jumped on the other side, Mr. Isaac, my friend. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes.
Matt, the Speaker of the House has moved the goalpost, man. Before you couldn't say sale of passport, but now you cannot query the financial stream. That's what he's saying. That you cannot get into you cannot query in Parliament the financial, that's a legal stream. And you cannot even query it. Before you couldn't say selling passport, but now you cannot query the financial stream, Matt. So that is that he's moved the goalpost, Matt.
He has moved it, of course, definitely. You know, this time we that time we were selling passports like hot bread, boy. Right, Mr. Isaac?
Man, sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread. Our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
See, politics made strange bedfellows, man. Just a reminder, Miss Isaac. Just a reminder. Hello, talk to me, yes?
yes, Matt, I need that dice right now, you know. The house or the farm house, I need that dice there, you know. I need to hear that track.
What track of dice you want to hear?
the house of assembly, the animal farm, now, man.
Okay. Sometime later I'll play that for you, okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, brother.
Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Good morning to you, yes?
Yes, madam, yes. Joseph Isaac don't want to hear our passport is being sold.
You don't hear that at all.
Somebody, when you give somebody something and they give you money, what I give you bread and you give you money for the bread, what I do not sell you bread for you?
I'm sure.
But if they're not selling the passport, then they're prostituting the passport then. Something happening because they're giving them passport and they're giving them money. So something is wrong. Joseph Isaac, you're two-faced. And you have to stop that. At one time, it was selling the passport. Now we have to stand up.
We were selling it like hot bread before. Selling it like hot bread.
Yes, like selling like hot bread until the Joseph Isaac don't want to hear that would sell. Joseph Isaac, may God have mercy on your soul. You see you, Joseph? You see you? Time will tell.
All right, thank you. Facts are stubborn things. I always remind you of that. Hello, talk to me, yes? 449-3095-96 and 97. I'm hoping the young people are listening, huh? Sometimes you have to remind them what they have said before. Haven't you heard Ralph Gonzalez speaking of the selling of our passport, selling of our birthrights? So you can say it other places. Yourself can say it, but others can't. Huh? So Delbert Paris, good job there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good. Oh, I missed that call. 449-309-596-97. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hey, morning, man.
Morning to you, sir.
That man can no longer stand the word soldier. After he sold his soul, this word is bothering this guy. So he no longer wants to hear that word. Thank you.
All right, thank you. He said he planned to have a meeting. Well, I'll send you that clip, Mr. Isaac, so you can play it at that meeting you plan to have about the sale of our passports. Okay, hello, talk to me. Yes, are you there?
Morning, man.
Morning
Yes,
to you.
man. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Matt, I laughing. I can't stop.
You can't stop.
Matt, I look up the meaning of sale,
Okay.
and it says exchange of money for commodity,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be by a dealer, by a shop, whatever. Once you exchange money for something, it is a sale.
Thank you.
Joseph Isaac seems to be making himself pass like this type of stupidity now. I know Joseph, he shouldn't do that. He's an educated man. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see if we can play a few voice notes there. Yes,
Rooster has come home to roost, Mr. Skerritt. The rooster has come home to roost. Now you want a loan from the National Bank on poor people back. What's wrong with the CBI money? The CBI money has a handbrakes on it. They jam it. It has a halt. If not CBI, then what? The amount of money we have out there of the CBI, we don't need no more loans on our back in this country. But this is not a loan for what you're calling it for, about moving houses and relocating houses and relocating people and all those things. This is a loan for you to just get your money to pay your people and have your party as usual in shops, in bars and everywhere. And get some money so you can keep giving your envelopes and them so you can make out. This is not a loan to move nobody. You know, election is about to call. And then it seems like the CBI money has a handbrakes on it. It's halt. It's in a halting stage now. You don't have no power over the CBI money. So now you come home. So the rooster can roost. Mr. Skerritt, you know your time is very near. So you're playing all your games and your Kukumaka to remain in power. Mr. Skerritt, would you like a copy of Buckingham Faso? Compare Buckingham Faso with the amount of years that this young man has, that this young president, this young military, he's for his people and not for himself. That's why his country right now is moving. That's why Africa is learning and taking from him. Even Donald Trump respecting him right now. Donald Trump said this man have balls. Do you have any balls, Skerritt? Or somebody playing if your balls telling how to run it? Skerritt. Skerritt. Mr. Jolly, fire one or two punch at you. And you know you cannot reply or you cannot fire any punch back at him. Mr. Jolly's hit you up to last week. Some good punches. And you stay in silence. You don't have no plan to have no debate with none of them in the ring. You're not giving them a chance to have a debate with you to see who is who. Trump respect Buckingham Faso, so I suspect you're respecting Mr. Jolly now.
Mr. Skerritt, give Dominica a chance to breathe. Tell yourself you are tired, you have enough. You need to let some new head take over to see where we can go from here. Are you going up and are you going in Parliament and talk about how much money all you need and are you going to do this, you relocate this and redo this and do that? But you know that. You know that. Your financial minister know that. Your housing minister know that. It's just game and gimmicks all you have. All you don't know how to turn again. So all you coming for a new plan in front of the election there. So then people will bend their back. The taxpayers have to pay that money back for Dominica. What happened to your boys and them out there? They don't have no more money to give you. The hands are tied. China hands is tied right now. So you need a new plan. You're working on a new plan. Mr. Skerritt, please give Dominica a chance to breathe.
There's a lot more, you know. There's a lot more that took place in Parliament yesterday I want to share with you. So Mr. Joseph, the question being asked, would you prefer that your parliamentarians use the word batter instead of sale? Or batter? B-A-R-T-E-R. Like the old days, huh? I keep reminding you, of course, facts are very stubborn things, huh?
So, my people, I'm asking you to consider this. The people of Dominica, especially the people of Roseau, consider we have a man. I'm not going to say what extraction he is, but this man is promoting an idea that we should sell our diplomatic passport to crooks and vagabonds across the world. He's asking us to support that we sell our passport to criminals across the world. You know this man, he purports to be more intelligent than you, more intelligent than me, more intelligent than all Dominicans. You know this man. You know what had happened to him in Barbados in UWE. He failed on his exam, but he still want to purport to be brighter than you, the people of Dominica. You know who? But I credit you to have superior intelligence than this man. This man, this wicked bigot, you know who? He has become the chief spin doctor in this island. You heard him this week on the radio station. So we are calling on them to resign. All of them resign one by one. Resign en masse. Resign. This government has to. This government has to.
No, Mr. Speaker refuses to use the word sale. Oh boy. I'll give you a sad reality as to a reality check, you know, as to what words that the minister or the Prime Minister of St. Vincent uses there when they refer to passports. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes, we have to go in a minute. Hello, are you there, caller? Caller? No, we're not getting any phone calls there from the opposite line. So please call 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-30-9761-6427. I don't know what's going on with the telephone. Say, hello, yes? Uh-huh. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there? No, you're not. Let's try another call. Yes? No, no, no.
Vegetables, 12-12-17. Great for tree crops, all flowering vegetables and fruits. 12-24-12. Root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato. 12-4-28. Great for tree crops, all flowering vegetables and fruits. Red potash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together. I see Golo in shopping for farming supplies. So I asked him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. He said, no, not woman. Like land for farming crops. And then he understand. Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road, and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Telso City Chill Spot presents Kings on Wine, the ultimate pre-Father's Day celebration. Saturday, June 7th from 7 p.m. 7-5. Enough music and reading by DJ Renz. Prizes to be won, a cash raffle, and enough food and drinks on sale. Come, celebrate the Kings in style. See you there.
Let's continue some of the exchanges there in Parliament.
We cool, Mr. Speaker? All right. I can go back to the word on the street? Word on the street, Mr. Speaker. And both you and I know, Mr. Speaker, that we really shouldn't be trusting the word on the street. But, Mr. Speaker, I have to ask the question. All right? And by the virtue of the fact that we are here approving the financing for this process, word on the street is that the Labour Party already confirming people. Wait a while. Word on the street. Mr. Speaker. Protection, please. Always getting trapped like that, eh? You gotta make me finish. You keep interrupting me, man. What on the street, Mr. Speaker? Labour Party already confirming people. As a matter of fact, they already cheated. Right? But Mr. Speaker, by virtue of the fact that we are here approving the financing to buy the machine, to get the forms printed, to facilitate the same process, it means, Mr. Speaker, that is not possible. Of course, I did. You know that a long time, but you're getting trapped in the same thing all the time. Mr. Speaker, so my challenge now is that somebody on the other side can emphatically stand up. And as according to the Minister of Trade a while ago, allay the fears and anxiety of the people that think that is going on. Speaker, we can have a little order in the house. All the high school students looking at it saying this.
Yeah, members, please allow him to speak or stand on a point of order. But you can be distracting him while he's debating. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Paris, take your seat a sec. You stand on a point of order?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, the member is imputing improper motives.
By what?
By alleging that members on this honorable side of the house is confirming members of the... That's what he directly said, Mr. Speaker.
No, he didn't say that. He said word on the street, and then he said he don't agree with word on the street. But he's just trying to twist, twist in the debate. But let's proceed.
Mr. Speaker,
let's proceed. Proceed, Honorable Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the same thing I'm talking about, paying attention in the debate. Paying attention in the debate, right? Mr. Speaker, so I think it would be prudent. Somebody on the other side, maybe somebody on the front bench that hasn't spoken yet, stand up and say emphatically clear that there's no way that the Labour Party would ever be engaging in that because it's not even possible. It's now we approving the money for it. Huh? It's not possible. Allay the fears and the anxiety of the populace. Regardless of the provisions in the Constitution under Section 54(4), that the Prime Minister, and this is not to challenge the powers that the Constitution gives him, but by virtue of the fact that we are here approving these money for the implementation of the electoral reform legislation that was recently passed, just allay the fears of the people and the anxiety that there's no inclination. Just to give us some confidence that there's no way that we're going to be approving these monies now for the implementation of our electoral reform laws and call us snap elections before general elections are constitutionally due.
Yeah, Senator, I just had some reflection on the intervention by Honorable Lloyd. On reflection, it was a little dicey in regards to word on the street. But I think, though it was dicey, I should have ruled in favor of Honorable Lloyd. Let me tell you why. If we say, and we want to set precedents from now, that we don't want to accept word on the street, one could come in here, a member, and could say, word on the street is Senator such and such, XYZ, stole money from a financial institution.
Approving the financing, confirming general elections are constitutionally due.
Yeah, Senator, I just had some reflection on the intervention by Honorable Lloyd. On reflection, it was a little dicey in regards to word on the street. But I think, though it was dicey, I should have ruled in favor of Honorable Lloyd. Let me tell you why. If we say, and we want to set precedents from now, that we don't want to accept word on the street, one could come in here, a member, and could say, word on the street is Senator such and such, XYZ, stole money from a financial institution. However, I don't believe it. The problem with a statement like that, it is a dangerous, slippery road. You could see the response or the reaction of members on the other side because they felt it was offensive. So I think moving forward, we'll have to cease and desist from word on the street because that's a dangerous, slippery road in regards to imputing improper motive or unparliamentary language. And maybe I would even ask the stenotypist in retrospect to strike out that thing about word on the street. I just had us just reflecting. But it takes maturity to reevaluate your decision even before the sitting ends. And moving forward, that's the decision by the chair that we're not going to engage in word on the street because that could be very dangerous. AG, we're going to say something?
So ask, is it word on the street that is the issue or is it the imputation?
It's not the terminology word on the street because it could be word on the street is, for example, that we have a great athlete.
That's right.
But it is positive.
But I just wanted that.
But the thing is, word on the street and connecting it to a negativity. But what I don't want to happen is, if we start doing that, the word on the street can end up being personal now. Rather than just the government, it can be personal. Word on the street is Honorable X and Y did this or did that. Oh, so that's why we have to be very careful of this.
I just wanted clarity because the House sometimes is rumbustious, sometimes we can probably go too far. But I also feel we have to, people have to be allowed to have a certain, it's not a creche, neither is it a church. So there needs to be a certain rough and tumble, and we have to learn the language. But that's why I think to me, it needed clarity that you were separate. There needs to be a distinction, it seems to me. The rule prevents people from imputing improper motives. That needs to be clear and to be established, but I don't think we have to be careful of conflating that with some, that's why. So, I mean, as you rightly said, someone could say, word on the street is the clerk is the best man in the town.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna have a problem with that.
Yes.
All right? If it's word on the street, something negative, I
Yes.
just think,
Yes.
I'm not sure that was clear.
Yeah, you are correct. So yes. So just to qualify it, that's what I meant. Word on the street linking to a negativity about let's say the government, an institution, a person, it can be a slippery road and it can end up affecting any member on any side. So let's be careful with it. No, it's just a ruling. I'm not going to entertain going to it. It's just a ruling.
We're taking a break. Are we coming back?
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk. 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser clearly took my car. But I was covered with CG United.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG United. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Manifesting $300,000 energy only. Don't play small, play Super 6. The jackpot is over $300,000. Are you in it to win it?
La Dominique, est-ce qu'elles sont bonnes? This May History with Hoops International Basketball Cup to Dominica. The Creole Memorial Cup 2025. 4 nations, 3 destinations, 1 unforgettable experience. From Benin, the African continent, to La Martinique, Dominica to La Guadeloupe. Exciting basketball, youth clinics, culture, and commemoration collide in the nature ride. May 22nd, 24th, and 27th, 2025. On Saturday, May 24th, West Africa comes to Dominica. The Dominica All-Star Basketball Team versus the national team from Benin. And La Guada versus La Martinique at the Massac Indoor Complex in Dominica. Mamma mia, for basket game. Join us for a celebration of unity, heritage, and sports. Brought to you by Caribbean Sports and Sustainable Development and Creole Sports International in partnership with the #1 cultural organization in the Western Hemisphere, Creole Helmet. Let the games begin. Let culture ignite. Supported by Q95 FM, the big station.
Soft weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New soft weave total hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave, quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Let me remind you of a Prime Minister of the region, namely Mr. Ralph Gonzalez, speaking to the sale of passports, selling of passports. Yes, Mr. Gonzalez?
In principle, I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship. In principle, I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship on the grounds of practicality. I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship on the grounds that it is not sustainable and that it is reckless. to run your country's finances on selling passports. These companies figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. And what they will do, they will sell as many as they can, as fast as they can. They know will want to thief as much as they can, as fast as they can. They give them some time to clean up, but I know that the money is so sweet for everybody, they won't going to do any cleanup. Because if you really, really clean up, there's not a lot of money. More vagabonds will come in. More corrupt people will come in. More money launderers, more people affecting our security will come in. And what is their oxygen? Money on your backs. By taking your passport, selling it, and you wouldn't be able to get into Europe. You wouldn't be able to get into Britain. You wouldn't be able to get into America. You hear what I'm telling you? There are so many corrupt practices involved in selling the passports and the citizenship.
So, Mr. Speaker, I think you should have a conversation with the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let me again remind you, Mr. Isaac, as I said, facts are stubborn things, huh?
Yes, if you just look at this, the last 3 years, you realize that we have collected or sold or get engaged in CBI programs leading to about 1,275. That's the count we have made over the last 3 years, not including 2017, of passports sold. And that would be equivalent to 300 and something million EC dollars. But again, we are not seeing where the money is going. Significantly to observe though, you realize that what has happened is the monies, although we, the United States, was warning the government, telling them to be aware of not spending the money on basically the consumption items like toilet paper, disinfectant, blocking holes in the road, etc. That is what they have been doing. And that is why we are not seeing any major capital projects under the CDI program. And therefore, the money was not well spent. And now they are focusing a lot on social transfers.
Oh. So, Mr. Joseph, I should create for you your own folder as it relates to selling of passports. No, you don't want to use the word. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes. Good morning to you. Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez called them reckless.
Yes, he did.
He called them thieves. He called them lovers of money, the money sweet. He called them a lot of names there, Matt. He called them, and that's a broad brush. That's all of those who have some kind of citizenship by investment program. He wasn't being specific to Mr. Skerritt or his cohorts. He was painting a broad brush to anyone who had that kind of program. He said crooks would come in. It's inviting crooks. It's inviting money launderers. It's corrupt people. Matt, that's a slew of problems that CBI program is bringing in, according to Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you.
And somebody just reminded me, remember Mr. Ralph Gonzalez is a lawyer. So you should have a conversation there with Mr. Isaac sometime in the future. Hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh. Hello, caller. The person is on the line but not paying attention. Again, please. Don't occupy the line when somebody else wants to use it. Oh boy. Can I say you were caught with your pants down, Mr. Isaac, this morning? All right, let's listen to this. Listen.
Good morning, Matt.
Good
Then
morning.
if he doesn't want to hear sell, then you can say barter. Because back in the day, they used to do barter. You give something for something. You give, back in the day, you used to give, if you had a rice, you get, and you need oil, you barter. So I guess that's what it is. So it's not sell, it's barter. They were battering. They batter when Skerrit or whoever, the people that in Dubai and all the people that the passport batterers, they're not sellers, they don't sell, they batter. And they exchange the passport for money. So it's barter. So that's what we should use. So I think they need to change the terms from sell, and even people that have stores and they exchange products for money, say barter. It's not selling. Anyway, and thanks to the Prime Minister, we have a new math now, 5 plus 5. If you have $5 and you put another 5 in the bag, it's now $55. Okay, so it's not 5 plus 5 is 10. Now we have a new math, is 5 plus 5 is 55. Thank you, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. You have broken the mold as usual. The best PM ever. Thank you. 5 plus 5, 55. So people start saving all you. 1 plus 1 will give you all your $101. Start saving, people. Start saving. Thank you, Matt.
Oh boy, I think
Matt, they send him a note, man. Looking at, they send him a note and tell him you better change your mind about what you just said. They must have sent him a note. He probably received a text or something. That is so funny. On reflection.
Okay.
Like, seriously?
Word on the street.
No, that's pure comic shoe. On reflection. All right.
You know, on this 5 plus 5, I think it may have been a slip of the tongue. But somebody sent me the what? Is that what?
I always believe that money has to be managed, not spent. This is why I always encourage people who I encounter that as small as it is, save something. Save something. Well, it's $5. 5 plus 5 is 55. It will grow. Yes, 55. It will grow. 1 plus 1 is 11, Mr. Speaker. It will grow. It will grow. We have to save.
One plus one is also. I was actually trying to, excuse the Prime Minister there. I think it was a slip of the tongue, but he said 1 plus 1 is what? Hello, talk to me on the telephone. 1010. Yes, is the more. Is it 1010? It's 1006. Oh boy, what a House of Assembly! What a Parliament! Hello, talk to me. Yes, we have more coming up. Hello, talk to me.
Mr. Peltier, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, sir. How you doing? Good, good.
I give him thanks, Mr. Peltier.
Happy you are.
Mr. Peltier, you see, all of that is just a distraction. You see, Parliament, what Zelbert's supposed to say, we're selling passport as hot bread, and then Joseph Isaac will back down. He can use the words of Joseph Isaac to describe it, not selling passport as hot bread. Matt, you remember when they asked Kerry questions pertaining to Ralph Gonsalves and his utterances about the corruption and criminals and thieves and all. What did he say? What was his response, Matt?
Repeat the question against blessing. I tell a little distract. What is that?
When they asked him questions pertaining to or relating to what Ralph Gonsalves said about the passports attracting thieves and criminals and corruption and all of that, what was his response?
He said he's not going to comment. Something like that.
How convenient. And all of them are creatures of convenience. So Joseph Isaac is, and according to the lady, the same thing I said. Somebody may have sent him a text message. You cannot allow that to fly. Matt, I have heard all kinds of garbage in Parliament, Matt. Matt, have you heard garbage in Parliament, Matt?
A lot of it.
And when people say, well, the person is not even in the house, they attack Dr. Pascal Skerrit in the house.
Nobody asked him to withdraw it. He's not a parliamentarian. He's not in the House. And many other things. Matt, what happened to us, we allow politicians to just get away with everything. Matt, if you have an employee as an employer, or you can have a relationship, but not necessarily a personal friendship, that opens the door for all manner of unfortunate situations, if I may use that term. We have politicians and think that we don't love our mother, we don't love our father, we don't love brother. The relationship we have with them is quite estranged. But the politicians don't even give a damn about you, but all of a sudden you be holding to them and think that they are beyond the reproach. No wonder they'll treat you like dirt. And I am saying that all that to say, when Skerrit can come and smack people in the face with all his trickery, his arrogance, his disrespect, his disregard, his abusive and lavish attitude, he will just do whatever the hell he wants because nobody is holding him to account. When every time you jump in the water, not a pin pricking you, not a shark biting you, nothing, but you don't care, you will go there anytime. When you lose an arm in a place, then you realize, and that is what we allow these Caribbean leaders, all of them, to do whatever the hell they want, and they're talking about workers and all them things. I love the Asian woman. Somebody sent that to me last night, Matt. I listened to it in its entirety. And Matt, the strategy, the scheming, the psychology, the thievery, the abuse. So all of a sudden we haven't, somebody said it, I think it's claimed, we haven't heard from the Electoral Reform Commission or commissioners, but Matt, all of a sudden they suggest this. You listen to McIntyre, they suggest an amount, but we reduce it. Matt, did you get that piece, Matt?
Of course, I played it this morning. Yes, I did.
So where are the electoral commissioners? Where are the voices to confirm or to deny? And that's the games that are being played, and not all what I heard the lady talk about. That is just strengthening my resolve. I have no damn political party. I have a country. I have a family. I have a citizenry who seems to be quite zombified, Matt. We are like living dead and think it's a joke, and we are so damn divided. Collectively, politically, socially, religiously, we cannot even stand up and make Skerrit lose a leg when he put his hand in the water. We are jokers, lose an arm when he put his hands in the water. But that level of abuse, they have to be met with equal power. So Melissa said, "I've made this on snipers, Matt." That's what she said, So when the lady from Barbados talk about when crime rise and crime reduce, all of that has to do with the political machination and all, at the expense of the blood and lives of people. And when I talk, you think it's a joke? I know we are dealing with criminals. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Blessing. Somebody saying, if 5 and 5 equal 55, according to Mr. Skerrit, how many years has the Prime Minister been in power? This is just a question there. 449-3095. Somebody wanted to hear Mr. McIntyre again. He made reference there. Let's see to the point that the commissioners asked for 8 million, but they were able to reduce it to
mentioned that the
5 or 6
was high, but the truth is, Mr. Speaker, we got the estimate of expenditures we got from the Electoral Commission was much higher. It was actually 8,070,786, and we actually brought it down to 6 million because, as I said, we're going to use some of the state's offices, services, etc. That's why we brought it down to 6 million as opposed to the initial 8,070,786. So that we've done pretty well in bringing it down, which is good news for us. And obviously, Mr. Speaker, when you look at all what it has to do, we're going to have offices in each of the constituencies, most probably vehicles in each of the constituencies, all the different equipment and the systems in all the different offices, electricity, water, all the stuff for all the different offices and the whole operation and the staff in all the different constituencies. So, and this is going to go on for an entire year and can be extended to 15 months. So, looking at it, I think it seems within cost in the sense that we've cut it down and then we can see the amount of things that are.
Somebody said, Matt, you need to stop making excuses for these people. They know exactly what they're saying. Somebody else says the Prime Minister is trying to be sarcastic. But let's start calling a spade, huh? Again, different opinions. Oh boy, it's already 10:13 in the morning.
You should be trucky. Joseph Isaac, they will lift your pen down. You get a dose of your medicine, your own medicine. Remember when you was in the opposition, how you used to talk. Right now, you're taking a different direction. You're going on a different narrow road now. You in a kind of road, the road so steep for you to climb up, like you're going up the Warner Road. You once you put first gear, you put third gear, you put fourth gear, you cannot go up. You put second gear, you just cannot go up. Joseph Isaac. Remember Joseph Isaac, what he used to say, the whole if your pandong. Chucky, you chebe chucky. You chebe chucky, eh? But them people doesn't remember what they used to sing before. When they get on the other side, these are different tune they sing because they smell in this, they smell in the morning. They smell in the morning and they say in the morning it's sweet. It's sweet for how long it's going to be sweet? How long? The man sell his soul. He sell his soul for the world. Remember they tell you, remember what the Bible says. Do not sell your soul and gain the world. That is what Joseph Isaac done. He sell his soul for him to get money. To get money. Money, Joseph Isaac, like, Matt, I'm listening. Joseph, they hold if your pan down. You're chebe chalky.
Somebody wants to remind Mr. Joseph Isaac of what Madam Speaker Alex Boyd Knight told him in the House of Assembly. Go and shake your bag where you sold your coals. Allez souper sacoulage on charbon. 449-309. Oh, you can't speak Creole. Okay, now I get you. Hello, 449-309-596-97. All right, let's listen to this voice note here.
Good morning, Matt, and good morning to all Dominicans. Matt, I see nothing but manipulation, deceit, lies, and abuse in the Parliament of Dominica, you know, Matt. Matt, in which other parliament, normal parliament where there's integrity, where there's honest business, people like Joseph Isaac would be sitting in the speaker's chair? And the people that, you know, the sold out people, the washed out people, the people who are just being bought, who are just there, not about Dominicans' business, not about the people who elected them business, but for their own pockets, for their own personal and private political ambitions. Matt, when you have the eyes have it, who are these people working for? When they sit in Parliament and everyone is in agreement to the master plan of the demon, you call that representing people? And Joseph Isaac sits in his chair after he was the one who opened the Dominicans' eyes to our passports being sold to all crooks and criminals in hotbed, in criminal hotbeds, Matt. He was the one who told Dominicans that our passports are being sold to all vagabonds. And now he sits like a vagabond in the chair, walking back what he has told Dominicans in the Parliament. and is even enforcing that in Parliament, trying to tell the opposition that it was not selling, they should not say selling passports. And why are they even retracting that when he was the one who told them it was passport sales? Matt, this is manipulation, Matt. And these people should stand up for what they believe in. They should never retract those statements. The statements where they claim that our passports are being sold. The sale of the CBI, the sale of our sovereignty, the sale of our country, of our country's resources. It is sales. They should not retract it. They should stand up with integrity, even if it takes them not making their contributions. They should stand up because they have to stand up for what they believe in. And it is the right thing they're saying because they are selling our CBI. It is called Citizens by Investment. Where is the investment for the thousands? How many passports were sold, Matt? Over 50,000 passports were being sold. So if it was a CBI, Citizens by Investment, Matt, you would have seen it on the ground in Dominica. Some of these people, I don't know, to even have to set foot in the country for them to become CBI citizens. They did not set feet there, and their investment is not there. Had the investment been on the ground as the program speaks, as the name of the program, there would not be any need for them to be in Parliament deliberating a loan of how much, $79 million or $69 million? On whose backs? When are Dominicans going to finish pay off that loan, Matt? Matt, these people have a lot of nerve, you know, Matt. They have a lot of nerve. What Joseph Isaac is doing is manipulating the House. He's manipulating the House. And he knows for a fact that is what he's doing. And he sits and talks all over his face, for thy kingdom come, and he makes no darn sense. He sits there in the seat of Alex Boyd Knight. They should have changed that chair, you know, from after Alex Boyd Knight left. They should have changed it because Joseph Isaac, whatever was inside of Alex Boyd Knight, she left it on the chair for Joseph Isaac. So it is inside of him, eating him like a devil. So he has to behave like Alex Boyd Knight. But I would not have retracted the statements of sales because yes, our passports are being sold. Anything that is being exchanged for a contract and money, when you exchange something, a contract was proffered. In that case, it was the passport. And they received the monies for the passport. It is a sale. It constitutes a sale. It is not barter. It is not trade and barter because people do not barter with money. Well, if you hand me something and I give you money for it, it is a sale. It is a SALE, sale. And that's what they're doing. Selling our sovereignty, selling our birthright, selling our country by like rice, selling our people. It's a sell out, sell out, sell out. Yes, that is what it is. Sale. Thank you.
An earlier request, huh?
I'm walking in my backyard, all the animals them around me. Living in the debates and members in the House of Assembly. The Parliament was tense. The animals they made no sense. Just analyzing animal instinct and human intelligence. Watching the animals teach me to look at them differently. Everybody want to hear your voice. The same problem in the yard, the same problem in the house. Oh, he's taking in the whole house. The rat in the cheese. Leaders think cat and mouse. The birds before the bees.
Somebody sent me a voice clip that's actually true. You know. Repeat again. You want to hear Mr. Joseph Isaac again? Let's listen.
So, my people, I'm asking you to consider this. The people of Dominica, especially people of Roseau, consider we have a man. I'm not going to say what extraction he is, but this man is promoting an idea that we should sell our diplomatic passport to crooks and vagabonds across the world. He's asking us to support that we sell our passport to criminals across the world. You know this man, he purports to be more intelligent than you, more intelligent than me, more intelligent than all Dominicans. You know this man. You know what had happened to him in Barbados in UWI. He failed on his exam, but he still want to purport to be brighter than you, the people of Dominica. You know who? But I credit you to have superior intelligence than this man. This man, this wicked bigot, you know who? He has become the chief spin doctor in this island. You heard him this week on the radio station. So we are calling on them to resign. All of them resign one by one. Resign en masse. Resign. This government has to. This government has to.
They waiting for the next general election. They cannot trust the members of the opposition.
Man, sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread, our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
Decision, now the whole farm is in a mess. Leaders them they do that song, they falling down and dying up.
Man, sometimes I feel so sorry for us because I'm caught up in it too as a Dominican. Our passport is being sold as if it's bread, our citizenship, our birthright. We as Dominicans don't even have too much say because we're not yet ready to rise up and go against it. But we need to stand up. Man, we need to stand up.
But in fact, it's man who knows the shit going down. Instead of fighting to survive, they fighting for position. Oh, now it's taking them hold out. The rock in the cheese. He cooking one another. The pussy for the peace. The opposition leaders, they tell like alligators, just waiting in the street. We live on animal farm. Mommy, they bamba. Oh, we live on animal farm. And they waiting for the next general election.
I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship in principle. I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship on the grounds of practicality. I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship on the grounds that it is not sustainable and that it is reckless to run your country's finances on selling passports. These companies figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years, and what they will do, they will sell as many as they can, as fast as they can. They know will want to thief as much as they can, as fast as they can. To give them some time to clean up. But I know that the money is so sweet for everybody, they won't going to do any cleanup. Because if you really, really clean up, there's not a lot of money. More vagabonds will come in. More corrupt people will come in. More money launderers, more people affecting our security will come in. And what is their oxygen? Money on your backs. By taking your passport, selling it, and you wouldn't be able to get into Europe. You wouldn't be able to get into Britain. You wouldn't be able to get into America. You hear what I'm telling you? There are so many corrupt practices involved in selling the passports and the citizenship.
We live on animal farm. We live on animal farm. And the waiting for the next general election. They cannot trust the members of the opposition. Dominica. So what bad decision? Now the whole farm is in a mess. The leaders them they do that song, falling down and dying of stress. And when they should unite, they prefer to fight. Even when they wrong, they don't back down, they die with their hoops on. Man say animal can, but in fact it's man alone. Who knows this is going down.
Somebody's asking me the question. I wonder what is going through Mr. Scary's head right now, hearing Mr. Joseph Isaac speaking about him like that, huh? On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes, they say politicians make strange bedfellows. Go ahead, Blessings. Go ahead. Yes.
Did you listen to McIntyre, or did we listen to McIntyre, or we just hear him the other day? Because Dennis Brown guys are named Dennis Brown or Dennis whatever. Anyway, the minister of percentage. She came and she talked about percentage, man, and percentage. Not the Minister of Finance cannot give a proper breakdown for what these monies are budgeted for, Matt. Or, you know, we'll set up lights in every community and offices and transport. But what is that, Matt? That is not accountable. That is not transparent. How can you be that vague, Matt? Matt, just mean my own little limited space, Matt, and I'm asking a lot of questions because I know how to listen, Matt. What is McIntyre saying? So Matt, later down the road, they might just come and say they need more money, Matt, because the money was not enough.
True.
Not giving us a breakdown on what the money was spent for, then they will just come and say they need more millions. Matt, that level of abuse there. You see, we have a lot of cowards in this country, and they yet to realize where we are: unforgiving hearts, bitterness, hatred, grudge, jealousy, envy among each other, while politicians are flying high. McIntyre gives us a breakdown what these monies are allocated or budgeted for. You cannot come and tell us about transport in every constituency. There'll be lights, there'll be water, there'll be offices. What is that? Matt, you're dealing with criminals, Matt, in this land and in the region. And Matt, in this, their social media. When we had great men, Matt, before, maybe old enough, how they call them, Matt? Them great fellas, they had them in grammar school. I hear them keep talking about one, you know, what's his name? He was a teacher.
Mr.
Quite influential, I forget his name. and other great minds, Ruthie Douglas, Mike Douglas. When we had those people, we had no social media. And when they talked, not everybody was glued to a radio.
True.
And those who knew better would have educated those who did not even understand. They could speak the Creole. They could explain to the people. Brother Germain, Matt, what was his name, Matt?
Brother Egbert Germain.
Egbert Germain, Matt. I heard about that man and his influence and his sacrifices and education and his rebel kind of a style. And those criminals realize technology has lulled the people into the sense of, well, my government knows best and educated people knows best, so I have to think for myself. Whatever, so right here now, whatever, Matt, that manner of abuse has to stop, Matt. Matt, a whole country is dying to save a few people, and a few people do not want to die to save a whole country. I am going to say it in closing, Matt. A whole country is dying to save less than 60 people, maybe a little more or less. And a few people do not want to die to save a whole country from these criminals. Matt, that have to stop. Who are the soldiers? What are those men? Every day I wake up and you kill one another. And I'll just sit down, come in and eat and grudge. Might have a blessed day, sir.
Have a blessed day. Blessings. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's 10:38. Yes.
If Al is listening, I want to hear what he has to say about those two different statements of Joseph Isaac. Come on, Al, say something.
Mr. Al, somebody's asking you to say something. All right, 449-309-596-97. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Matt, morning.
Morning to you, sir. Morning.
From abroad.
Yes.
I listened to the Minister of Finance, and yesterday I told you what the role of the Minister of Finance ought to be. He's the guardian of the public purse, and you have to ensure that every cent, unless if he or she is corrupt as a Minister of Finance, but the Minister of Finance always have to have the people's interests at heart and ensure that he or she does a good job in the benefit of the country and its people. And when I listened to Parliament, and I heard Dr. McIntyre saying that the Electoral Commission asked for more, and they did well by breaking it down to just about 6 million, when they asked for a little above 8 million. It seems that the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing, because usually you would give to the Ministry of Finance the full disclosure as to what the monies are for, the amount required, and what really add up to the amount that you're asking for. And then the minister now would look at that, and if he feels that certain things are probably overpriced, he can call you and have a discussion. So when you go to Parliament, you're not there if and but. You are there clear and decisive as to what it is about and what you are projecting to achieve, and so on. We at the ERC knew that the reconfirmation would be more costly than the re-registration. When we seek our advice, we were told that the elections officers who are still in place are registering new voters, persons who have not yet been on the list. They're registered, they're still in place doing that job. But now you have to appoint new persons now to do the reconfirmation. And this morning is for that, the reconfirmation. And the present registering officers that you have in place would use the usual space, the usual location to register people as they come and to do the re-registration if they had gone that route. But now you have to find office places for those persons you're hiring now. And you heard the minister talk about water and light and transport and all these kind of things and so forth. So it put a cost on the country. And I do not understand how over 15 years we're talking reform. And I made the point that the OAS assisted St. Kitts and Antigua, many of these islands, with the with their reform process, assisted them there. So the money we had to pay, that was supported by the OAS, but we stayed there for just little how to exploit loopholes and little game and gimmicks. We stayed there until we reached to this point. You know, we have to borrow money from the National Bank to implement the reform that had just been passed in Parliament. Now, when the minister said the commission had asked for more, the commission now, unless if they are a brutish commission, they have to now respond to that, because you can't be a commission in this very important position and don't understand what you're doing, and then the minister can throw you under the bus and you stay quiet and so on. Because what he have just said is that the commission do not know their work. The commission asked for more than they should than they need, and therefore that to take the minister or the government to decide on the amount. And he went on to say they did well. As far as he concerned, the minister, they did well. So if that is the kind of minister of finance we have in Dominica, then I can tell you we're in serious trouble, and our country is underutilized in terms of how it is being served by those who are, well, not all utilized, the word is served, how they are serving the country for the salaries that they get every month and so on, because you expect a minister to come to Parliament in flying colors and to explain and express him or herself there, that the country listening and others in Parliament will be convinced that he or she is doing a good job. But I can say to you, based on what I heard from Colin McIntyre, he's doing a poor job. He has thrown the country into a financial disaster. In fact, I'm hearing Labour Rights who used to get this support for their parents. I'm hearing them saying now, since McIntyre became the minister, these monies have been very late and so forth. So the blame game money have started and so on. So you better know what he's doing. You better understand that. Somebody called me from abroad, a friend of mine, so asked me what I think of him. And I said, I know him to be a good, a decent person. I mean, he was my doctor and a decent person. But I don't know what happened to him with politics. He just deranged the person. The person just got deranged, as far as I'm concerned, based on how he is performing and based on how he stands in the cabinet and in the government and how he represents himself as a member of parliament and a minister of finance in the government of Dominica. So I'm very sorry for the state we're in. And Dominicans, we have spoken to Dominicans quite often. And I don't know what else we can say for Dominicans to wake up and understand that we're just going down and down and down further until we disappear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, Boston. There, let's take a voice note here. Yes.
Mr. Peltier, greetings, good day. My brother, I'm listening to Mr. Isaac there. And no wonder they had to get him on their side. You see how he speaks? He speaks with a force and with passion. So that they felt threatened by him. So they had to bring him on his side, because by the way he speaks, he motivates people. Who do you see that from? The only other one I used to get that advice from was Monel Williams. You see, by the like there's a saying in the Bible, in the voice of many rivers, just certain voice and tone that will literally move and influence the people. All that I understand, it's not all time you have to have that strong tone. But bro, with what's going on in Dominica, you can't tell me you're on opposition and you come in a radio station on a political platform, on a platform addressing people, and you come with that same kind of lazy voice and tone. Bro, you gotta speak to move the people. And this is what Isaac had in him naturally. The same thing Monel had that in her. When they speak, they move and touch people. So that's why they had to bring him on the side. And the people got to wake up, man. And if they don't have that spirit of God in them, try to find it somewhere. Go and meditate and you know, and them something there. And see what you could do to move the country. We need people to move people, man, through influences.
All right. Remember Alex Boyd 9 saying to the Mr. Isaac, go and shake your back where you sold your coals, bro. Allez souper ça. Avant c'est bon.
Matt, we're not selling passports. We're battering it for money. Matt, all you need to do is play a clip in Parliament where the question is being asked to the Minister of Finance about passport being sold and how much they received. So there'll be no confusion. The question was being asked in Parliament, and the Speaker at the time did not refute the question.
Let him hear his own self.
What do you say? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see if we can get back that clip there. Oh boy, let's see. It's a Tuesday morning, is it? Yes. Let's go back to the telephone. Are you here? Yes?
Yes, Matt, I'm there. Matt, the problem I have with all these things that the Speaker does, all these rulings that he puts forward, it seems that it's only for the opposition, because when the Prime Minister comes and speaks, it doesn't seem to apply. The same rule, have you heard him stop the Prime Minister, Matt?
No.
Maybe he has, but not very often. And the Prime Minister will say whatever he wants, cast whatever aspersion he wants, impute improper whatever, whenever he wants, and he's never stopped. So if these rulings are to be real, they must be applied to both sides of the House. And that is where I have a contention. It must be both sides of the House, not just targeting the opposition, Matt. I find that very unfair, and it should not be done. Thank you.
Somebody says, I'm just here picturing, imagining Isaac and my boy Nike dancing that song. Oh, trust Dominica one. Dancing that song where? All right. Midnight Groovers, huh? Can't be South City. Somebody says the speaker hears everything the opposition members say, but seems deaf when the government side speaks. The biasness is as bright and clear as daylight. All right, hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes?
Mark, yes, I'm there. Clem just said something there, and it's true. It looked like Joseph Isaac put in, I don't know what he put in his ears when scared in the house and speaking. He said yesterday, he told the people, my tongue sharp like a vein neck bottle, and I'm from Lago, I'm from Viecas.
Really?
You didn't hear the clip?
I didn't hear that.
My tongue sharp. They give all you a script, the members of the opposition, they give all you a script to come and read in the house. My tongue sharp, I can say, like for him, he could say what the hell he wants. Because he's from Viecas, he probably don't know me. In the house, just Joseph Isaac was not when he said that. Have a blessed day, bye-bye.
Have a blessed day. On the telephone, are you there? Yes? Yes.
Matt, how many times have we heard from the psychiatrist, the psychologist, that the abused become the abuser? I don't know what it is, I don't know, biometric, biological stuff came up from that seat, but it certainly infected Mr. Isaac, and he's even worse than the abuser that was there before him. Enough said.
You think so, huh? All right, so let's do the old speaker there. This one there, We don't have too much time, but you can get the worst speaker. Peter Prosper on the other side. I wonder what song Peter Prosper would sing these days. Peter, my partner, man.
Something taking people up. Not even you're going to win.
Somebody says the speaker can talk now and be deaf and biased because his bakery pots are not by the roadside in Portsmouth, according to Reginald Austri. He can now pay his rent. That's all. Only not easy, Dominican, huh?
Listen that old speaker, beat hammer crack. Big speaker, rat-tat-tat-tat. No people walking out, people staying out. Throw that speaker out, make it all shit out. Listen to this of this singing. Speaker, speaker. 2011,
I suspect Peter Prosper, my father. I suspect the next song will be the best speaker, huh? The best speaker in the house. Oh boy, the clips of yesteryear. I don't know where they find it, but they sent it to me this morning. What's that?
Remember Parliamentary Central? We were not talking up yesterday, Madam Speaker. We were not talking. Because, Madam Speaker, he blames me for having decked away his business with the bakery in Portsmouth, Madam Speaker. But yesterday, I to declare, to make public, Madam Speaker, that he was running a simple bakery in Portsmouth. Take flour, you put some water, some salt, some yeast, you roll it out, you put it in the oven, and not 20 bucks, Madam Speaker. And if you're going to make profit from bread, Madam Speaker, then the water is free. You don't have to pay for the water. Just buy the flour, a little bit of salt, some yeast, you roll the bread, and you sell the bread, Madam Speaker. You understand? And that bakery, Madam Speaker, it collapsed under the management of the member for Rosa Central, Madam Speaker, to a point, Madam Speaker, where the landlord couldn't get paid. So he disconnected, mashed up the bakery, and put all the parts on the sidewalk by the St. John Primary School, Madam Speaker. All the parts of the bakery, the oven, but yes, Madam Speaker, and the little children from behind the non-school that had to take a white piece of plastic and cover it from the rain, Madam Speaker.
Okay, now, wait a minute. Let me hear what you're standing for now. No, let the member stand. He stand, I will answer him.
Honorable Scary, I tell him, shut up. I tell him, shut up. I tell him, shut up.
No.
You, the Prime Minister, yes. Madam Speaker, I stand on a point of order.
Yes, let me hear your
Madam
point
Speaker,
of order.
I want to know in this honorable house, if it is right for the members on the other side to be trying to assassinate people's character and professionalism. Remember when I mentioned day before yesterday night, when I spoke about honesty, first of all, where is the...
No, wait. We're going a little too far. You raise your point of order.
Me back. When I said I was trying to lay a foundation that in any budget, that people need to be honest, have integrity, be flexible. I mentioned that. The Minister of Water Resource Management, yes, well, you know Petro-Caribbean money business. You know that. You understand? But this honest minister is talking about...
Oh, no, well, you see, this is what you're doing. You're calling people this... Listen, let me... No, just a minute, please. Just one. Oh, is that what you came for? Please take your seat. But just 1 minute. Yes.
That's a gentleman who sits here every time in Parliament. And here, Dr. Thompson Fountain, and the honorable leader of the opposition, attacking every single person.
That's what, let me tell you. Just one moment. Just one moment. The members came to do something, let them do it and finish. I will tell the members one thing. These members have to learn to shake their bags where they sell their coals.
All right, the hot seat, Dominica. Oh, what a morning, huh? Of memories and memories and more memories. The late Alex Boyd Knight, huh? Continue at Talk on the Block. We've got to go now. Somebody said, Macho, look there, Baba. That's why you refer to it as a hot sit. We're going to take one final call. One final call. One call, yes. I tell you, the facts are stubborn things, boy. Oh, how you wish that program was going until 12 o'clock. We'll take one final voice, though. One final.
Matt,
yes.
I'm going to go to the commission to get the breakdown because that's what they say in the house. They tell the opposition and people that listening to the house, go to the commission and get the breakdown. And I am going to do that. If you see they cannot give it to me, or unless the commission come and clear the air, I am going to say that the minister is lying. I believe that the estimate was less and they make it 6 million and saying it was more and they break it down.
The truth will reveal, huh? I got the Nancy Fountain. Throwback Tuesday. Somebody says Throwback Tuesday. Having a glass of champagne this morning, not coffee. See you around at 1 o'clock hour. More Midnight Groovers before we turn to some soft music in the morning. Midnight Groover. Before we bring in the soft touch in the morning, this is the hot set. Bagay sa la ka bwile che boy.
Bagay sa la ka brûlé chez moi. La mon ka fait condition pays moi. C'est un honte pour moi expliquer. J'ai mon ka fait tout un coup ka passé. Si bani compote. Rien pas que machine. Quand nous mettons quand on est bien les autres. Pas garder comme nous. Garder nos convaincre. Faut changer pour tout ces dominicains. Messieurs, changer les